You're muted.
I said there are two Lisas for some reason. I see one Lisa with video and one Lisa without. No, there's two Lisa McGrail. There's two. You're like logged in twice for some reason on in the meeting. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I don't know why. Doesn't matter. We have more people here. I don't know what's happening with the video. Usually more people. Is everyone that wants to be on video on video? Hi, Sylvia. You're back. There, Harnath, and anyone else that wants to turn on their video, you can. Yvonne, hello. Ibrahim, your phone just fell sideways. You can, there you go. Mercy and Emily and Andrea, Vaughn. We'll see in a second. Hi, Elga. I'm gonna call for. So we'll start in a second. Just give a few more people just a moment to join us. I see a couple of familiar faces. Sylvia has been here before. Mercy, you've been here before. Yes, I think. Can't hear you, but yes, you've been here before, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll get started in a second. Today, I think will be a smaller meeting, which is totally fine because we can get to hear more from you. Ramadan Kareem to anyone who's fasting right now, wherever you are. Hi, Timothy. And we will get started. So, hello again. I think some of you have been here before. Ibrahim, we can see you. I don't know where you are, but we can see you on your phone. And then, yeah, so my name is Ami. My colleague here is Matthew, who is wearing the hat and the mustache in the office with me, and he is saying hello. And we are going to go through a few things. I know that some of you have been here before, but I think most of you have not. So if you have been here before, please bear with me to hear a few things you've heard already. Starting next week, we'll get together again and we'll stop doing introduction, the whole thing. We'll just do sort of updates on where we are and what happens next. But this week, we're still telling those who are here for the first time what we're doing and how we're doing. Okay, so please, if you've been here before, please bear with me as we go through this a little bit again. So again, I'm Ami. I think you know that you're here in most cases or in all cases because you got an email from me sometime about 2 weeks ago, a little bit more, a little bit less. In that email, I said a couple of things that I'll repeat in a second, just very briefly. There's also a video there that some of you watched. And so the reason I think that I sent that email out is within Idealist for many, many years. But oh, sorry, I'm out of it today. At the bottom of your screen, there is a chat, and please feel free to use that chat and say, this is Ami in New York. Please tell us your name and where you are in the world. It'd be lovely to know where people are at, somewhere, wherever you are calling from. I think there's more people on the phone today, but if you want to use the chat to just let us know, again, your name and where you are, that'd be lovely. I hope it's all working. My chat worked. Matthew, you can see my chat. Does anyone else? There we go. Lisa in Northern Virginia. Okay, here we are. Sokrat in Kenya. Glory in Scotland. Okay. Indiana, Tampa Bay, Jordan. Hello, Ahmad in Jordan. Ibrahim in Nigeria. Hello, Ibrahim. I hope your meeting went well. Erica, Tracy, Joshua. Yeah, thank you so much. So you see people from many, many different places. And again, the reason that, and at the bottom also of your screen, there's a link that says Q&A. Later, we'll have time for questions and also for conversations. So if you have a question later, please put it in the Q&A link, because if you put it in the chat, it'll get lost. Okay, so let's leave the Q&A for questions in the chat, for saying hello, or for any other comments as we go. So we sent out an email 2 weeks ago asking for 1,000 people to come build something new and interesting with us. About 8,000 people have responded to that, which was wonderful for like one initial email. They say that in marketing, you have to ask for things 7 times. This was just like one ask, and 8,000 people from, I think, 142 countries responded. And so then what we did is we invited these people in stages to join us on Zoom starting last week. This, I think, is our 11th call. Last week, there were 7 calls that were bigger. We sort of sent out an email, I think, last Monday, putting up 7 calls that I think on average had about 200 or 300 people in every call. Then this week, we sort of invited those of you who couldn't make it last week. And so, having 50, 60 people on the call, there's 30 of us here now. And so that's what's happened so far. I'll tell you in a second sort of what is going to happen next, what we're working on right now. But basically, I know it's a little bit strange to come on a call like this and not know anyone. Usually on Zoom, either we go to a webinar where we see a speaker and nobody else, or we go to some kind of team or work meeting where we know the people. It's been fascinating to see people coming in and look around and see 200 faces, none of which they know, many of which are in countries they've never heard of. And that's totally fine. So that is what's been happening so far. So the reason for that email, I think, and for this whole idea, just in two minutes, so this whole initiative, is that I believe that many of us believe that the world and our communities within it could and should be better. I think that we look around us and we feel there's no reason why we can't have a better world, a world with more kindness and more fairness and more of all the things that we want. And I also think, and again, some of you, I'm sorry, have heard me say this before, if you're here before, I believe that those of us who feel that way are correct. I think that, and we're correct because we have seen it. We have seen in our lives things get better. All of us have seen a street, a school, a city, somewhere get better, right? We've all seen that. I think I'm looking at you, we're all old enough that at some point in our lives, we saw a tree grow. We saw flowers where there were no flowers. We have seen things get better and we extrapolate from that. It's natural. We think, well, if this city could get better, if this school could get better, why can't every school get better? It's literally humans can do this. They can also get worse, but we can also, of course, get better. And the other reason I think that many of us feel this way is because in our lives, I think most of us have been fortunate enough to at least once be part of a team that did something wonderful together. The feeling of being with a team of good people unleashed to do something cool together. We've had that feeling, and that feeling can be, again, multiplied and extrapolated from. So we're right in that. And so the question is, how do we build that world that so many of us feel is possible with all the resources that we have now, right? We have almost every problem in the world has been solved or tackled by someone somewhere. We know how to do what we need to do. And so how do we do it? I'm not sure what's happening in Austin's video, but yeah. Maybe Matthew, like turn it off for now or something. I don't know. There you are, Austin. I think there's either a light going on there. So there we go. Thank you. So how do we do this? And so one idea that we've been working on for a long time and that we shared with you in that email, and then also in that video, and that we're talking about right now, is to get much more action happening in the world and much more connection if we simply decide that what if once a month on a given date, we all look to each other to do something good together. It can be anything, small, big, but it's a day a month where we think about what we can do for the world. It doesn't mean, and of course it doesn't mean, that is the one day that we act and then for 29 days we do nothing. The point is, let's do as much as we can every day, but once a month, let's think about this, celebrate this, plan for the next month, get together, shine a light on it, put a spotlight on those who are doing already, copy them, and things like that. Okay, so that's a basic idea. And then if once a month, then what day? And so then we realized, a few years ago that there's this one day a month, 55667, that is very easy to remember, that is very beautiful, and that works all over the world, right? Again, you've heard me say this. I think some of you, 3/7 is March 7th here, it's July 3rd over there, but 7/7 is true everywhere. So is 3/3. So grab those 12 days and say, what if on those days we all did something for the world that we want to build based on certain shared values that I think it's been fascinating, last week or two to see faces like you're seeing here from everywhere. And you mentioned some really basic values: dignity, freedom, generosity, respect, kindness, joy, hope. And these are things that we all share. And that's the kind of thing that we actually want to do. So that's the basic idea. That's why I think you respond to. That's why you're here. I hope. And so as we, thought about this more and experimented with this in the last few years, we tried this before COVID, and then COVID stopped us. We had a group on Facebook that was trying this. We were doing things in New York, and then got back to thinking over the last, few months, how do we launch this truly around the world at scale with the tools that we have now, all of us? And so two things sort of came up talking to people, listening to people. One was that if you're doing something every month and you want to start something bigger, it's if the next one is always just 2 or 3 weeks away, it's difficult to plan and to invite people and to think through. And so we thought, let's take something 2 or 3 months out. So we picked 5/5 as a date before this, before the northern summer, before the winter, before the summer holidays in the north of the world, and yet warm everywhere. It's neither winter nor summer anywhere, but it's getting better. And so 5/5, down the line, let's plan, let's think. So that's one thing, but having a date that would allow all of us to gather the way we're gathering and being able to imagine something and then do it. The second thing that came up was that we told people, look, let's think of one good thing we can do. And in some cases, people want more guidance. They want, well, what should we start with? And so we thought, let's have just a very basic theme to start with. At first, we had a bad idea, and I admit it was a bad idea. It was nice to me, but it's a bad idea, which is, every day in the world starts with sunrise. Let's all meet at sunrise, watch the sunrise, and go from there. I think it's a beautiful idea. The problem is that before sunrise, it's dark, and it could be cold, and it could be scary, and it could be far, and etc. And so maybe sunrise is not it. But after sunrise, we start our day with some kind of breakfast. We have tea or coffee or something. And so how about we start our day together around the world at different hours over 24 hours with what we're calling a global community breakfast. Let's just start together. And that can, of course, mean many things. I'll go more in a second into. So one is a basic theme that can then be developed as much as you want, and a little bit of planning out. So that's where we were before we gathered you. What I want to do on this call is tell you where we are with things. I'll share my screen in a second for just a few minutes, and then I'll come back and then we'll open up for conversation, questions, next steps, all of that, and see if all of this makes sense to you. You can hear me, I hope. Again, smaller call, but I see you all over the world, which is wonderful. So let me just, I'll take one quick look at the thing. Nigeria, Tanzania, wonderful. Thank you. Canada, another Tanzania, which I'll talk about that in a second. The fact that some of you are in the same place and you want to get together, we're going to start making that happen very soon. So let me share my screen for one moment. I'm going to click on share. Somebody will smile and say that you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Sylvia, can you see my screen? Yes. Sylvia can see my screen. We're all good. Hopefully the rest of you can also see my screen. I'm going to go back to showing your faces, and I'm going to go to this screen here, and hopefully I can find my cursor. There it is. Okay, so let's imagine 5/5. So the first thing that we wanted to do, as we thought about this forward, was to think of something, of a theme, at first at least, that can then again be expanded. Propose something that would work everywhere. Again, we have to start our day somehow, so that can work anywhere. Something that could strengthen local connections, so the connection that you have with your neighbors, colleagues, friends in your town, in your neighborhood, in your village, local connections, while at the same time celebrating, showing, seeing our shared humanity around the world, what you're sort of seeing right now as I'm looking at you. In too many places right now around the world, we're told that those people, the other people across the border, whatever border it is that divides us internally, externally, that those people are bad people. They're not like us. And it'd be lovely to show that all over the world, in every corner of the world, there are wonderful people willing to do wonderful things, and to actually show that visually at the same time. So you strengthen local connections while you show how much we have in common around the world. And also to find something that would be easy and to do, and also that would look beautiful. So that led to this basic idea that we called the Global Community Breakfast. Again, it can be much more than that. We'll talk about that in a second, but that led to this initial idea. Some of you landed on this page also when you signed up. A few of you later on did not. This page is living on a tool called Luma. It's a tool for organizing events. It's free. It's available to all of us, and we'll talk more about how we'll use it. This specific page is luma.com/idealistday55. And I think Matthew's going to put a link to it and you can click on that. We put up this page a couple of weeks ago just as a thing of explaining, look, what if we all got together and people can sign up here to just show that in fact there's interest everywhere around the world on this. And then this page will then become, we're going to turn this into many, many, many local events while still using this for one global online event that day. Another important thing on this page, you see the photo there of just four hands, around a phone with some yummy Spanish food. This wants to show, in a second, you'll see what I mean by that everyone is welcome and that everything counts. So when we say, a big global event with many local events, it can be as simple as one hand holding a cup of coffee and showing that they're participating. And that can be for many reasons. It can be because maybe somebody's alone at home, not well, can't go out, or maybe you're in a repressive regime and you don't want to be seen publicly, or maybe you can't even meet with other people, but you have a phone, you have access to the internet, you can take a photo of your favorite breakfast drink, cover your face if you want even, and just show us that you're participating in some way. So everything as small as that. I love this photo also because it happens to be my two daughters, my wife, and my mother-in-law. But it just shows basically that as something as simple as this could show again this human beauty everywhere. So that's one. It can also be as big as this. So yes, that sunrise thing was still in our mind. And when Matthew and I started thinking, if we're going to invite people around the world to do something on 5/5, what are we going to do? We can't invite people and not do something ourselves. And so we live in Brooklyn, and I have wanted forever to see what the city looks like at sunrise from that bridge. So that day at 6 a.m., we will gather on the Brooklyn side. A couple hundred people have signed up already, and we haven't even promoted it yet. So I think several hundred people will cross that bridge together and then have something to eat on the other side and start our day and then do more things that day. So everything from one hand, with a cup of something, all the way to several hundred people starting their day together to do something interesting together. So all of that is welcome. And then we also expanded this in a different direction, which is, from small to big, but also this is a 24-hour restaurant. And if breakfast is not good, join us for dinner. It is fine. Have a salon at home at dinner. In New York already that day, we're scheduling this. We're also scheduling a sunset picnic in a different park that a friend runs. And so the whole day will be happening things. But again, if someone is not sure where to start, sometimes it's helpful to have some guidelines, some boundary. So focus on the beginning of the day or do anything else you would like. What I would like to do now, just for 5 minutes, is share, if you're thinking of breakfast or just that day, breakfast or breakfast plus or other things you could do to sort of create community, build connection, move to action. I want to run just a few quick ideas. And already this week, many more have been added by people like you everywhere. So I'll just add through a few ideas, and then hopefully at least one of those feels like something you could easily do, or you can combine 3 or 4 of them, or you can think of your own. Okay, so let me quickly go through a few of these. So so just some ideas. The first obvious one that comes to mind when you think of community and breakfast and global is, meeting with new or longtime neighbors and actually sharing, breaking bread, sharing a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever you would like to do, and hopefully having a conversation about what we would like to do to make our neighborhood, our street, our community, our town better. Is there something that one person would like to do and everyone else can help them actually do that or encourage them to do that? And again, in some cases, some of you, I'm looking at your faces here, some of you live in places where, of course, you know your neighbors. Like, what do you mean you don't know your neighbors? How is that even possible to not know your neighbors? And some of us live in places where you don't know your neighbors. And so both work. If you know your neighbors, invite them to, have some coffee. And if you don't, maybe, if you want, it's an excuse to finally go and knock on someone's door and say, hey, around the world, people are meeting, we should meet too. So there's an excuse for actually creating a connection where there was none before, in a way that maybe your neighbor won't think that you are crazy. This is happening everywhere. You're part of something bigger than this. The same thing with professional colleagues, around the world. Again, there are many places where people gather professionally and have, a monthly or bi-monthly meeting of, marketing people or dentists or or nurses or whatever. Um, in many places that actually hasn't happened. And people look around and say, our group of nonprofit executive directors should be meeting once in a while. And why hasn't that happened? So either create it for that day and use it as an excuse, or meet again. Bring a speaker or not. Have someone share an inspiring story or not. Again, it's an option. Some people have wanted to start something for a long time, a neighborhood association, a giving circle. People get together, give some money, and then donate it to one thing that they all vote on. Use that day to start something. One that I really love, the last one here, the idea that I think some of us live or work or study in places where there are one or two people that are really wonderful and sort of keep the place going for all of us. It'd be lovely to stop for a second and just thank them. Actually, Jane is the one that keeps this whole hospital running. Let's actually thank her for this and honor her that day, surprise her maybe. That'd be nice. So that's the thing. Switching gears for a second, if you work for or if you run a nonprofit of any sort, an NGO, maybe host an open house that day and invite people to come in, volunteers, donors, just passersby, come see what we do, come join us, see what the work actually consists of, and then maybe you want to support what we do. Some people have this personality. My friend Matthew here, my colleague does, he'll tell you more about this later, of just putting a table outside in the street, getting some coffee, and just talking to people who are coming by, put a sign maybe even a live computer like this one, put up a screen that day will be showing people around the world doing things live over 24 hours, and just tell people what's going on, ask them what they feel, where they're at, if they would like to get involved. Any group you're part of, anywhere, again, neighbors, colleagues, put up little posts on the wall, little notes, sticky notes with some good questions to get conversation about what we can do. Maybe use that day not to do something, but as a big planning session for something bigger you would like to do around your community. Again, switching gears, take a group of friends, go on a bike ride, a tour, a hike, and then have, again, but knowing that you're part of something bigger around the world that is happening that day, whatever feels fun to you. The same thing with meditation or yoga or dance or anything like that. Make music, sing, visit a senior center. And of course, you can combine all of these things. Someone said last week that they're part of an a cappella of a singing group. And so she would like to take her singing group to a local senior center, sing to the people there, and then have breakfast with them. So why not combine all of these things? Hi, Ola. Good to see you again. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. So the same thing with the school. Just go visit people, serve someone, as in a soup kitchen or a shelter. And again, last switch of gears, go and actually, plant a tree or clean a river or a street or a park, paint a mural, play a game. We'll talk about this more in a second, about the idea of just fun. And lastly, raise money simply with a group of people for something that you believe in, and then donate the money, not for yourself, obviously. And if all of this results in just one person that's been wanting to do something for a while, to volunteer or to do or to act or to start something, if all of this can help one person actually move to action, that whole meeting, your whole event is worth it. And then please take a photo. One thing that we'll ask all of you when I stop sharing my screen is that anyone anywhere, let me get my cursor back. That would be nice. Is it back? Sorry. My cursor is gone. Here it is. Stop sharing. So, these events are going to be very varied. They're going to happen different hours, different sizes, different places. There are three things that we feel that would be lovely if they all had in common. One is before you start, or when you start, or as you're organizing whatever it is that you want to do, or do with someone else, or do on your own, please, this might sound obvious, please tell everyone that this is part of something bigger. Don't forget. You can imagine people getting together with 5 neighbors, having a great time, planting a tree, and not remembering to tell them that in fact this is happening that day all over the world, and this is part of something bigger. So remember to tell people what is going on. People who've heard about this for the first time, someone a day before hears that you're about to plant some flowers, they join you, tell them what is going on, right? So this is one, either through some material or just telling them, or a website or a QR code will give you things to share. Second thing is, at the end, please let us know and let each other know how it went. So we'll give you tools, just report back, post a photo, fill out a short form. How did it go? What did you learn? Who came? How did it go? Etc. And in the middle, it'd be nice if we all stopped for a second and took out our, phones and took a photo and invited our friends on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, to join us on 6/6 as well, right? So imagine on that day, many people everywhere doing something wonderful and inviting even a bigger circle of people to join us, to join them on 6/6, 7/7, etc. So that in your city, in your country, this can get bigger, deeper, etc. So that's what we're trying to do. One question that comes up, two questions have come up as we talk about this. One is, what's the end goal? Where are we going with this? So I think the end goal is that to start doing these monthly things and get bigger and better and talk about them and plan for them. That will build local connections. Groups will come together and they can then do more. But if you think even as short term as the end of next year, right? If we start in May on 5/5, 6/6, 7/7, by the end of next year, by the end of 2027, we can do this 20 times. If we do it 20 times, month after month after month, and it gets bigger and deeper like a puddle, it just goes both wider and gets deeper. The goal really, in a year or two or three is that three goals. One, any person anywhere that wants to in some way do good where they are, do a good thing where they are or elsewhere, should have a place to start, someone to start with. There are things happening that you can join and start with. Any two people that live near each other or study or work should be able to connect with the other one and do something good together. And then all these wonderful ideas that exist around the world for, how best to plant a tree or what are all the good things we can do. Those ideas should be able to be shared much better and get to where they're needed. So build an ecosystem over the next year or two where much more action can happen, much more good can be imagined and connected and done, and just keep doing it and doing it better and better and better and solve more problems as we go. The last thing about that sort of, that I want to mention is that if we think of doing something month after month after month, it has to be fun. It has to be joyful. There have to be smiles involved. If it's just, oh my God, the world is terrible. What are we going to do? We're all going to get together and cry together. It's going to die very quickly. People, you do not want a situation where people are thinking, oh, that day of the month is coming again. Where do I hide so that no one asks me to do anything? I want to disappear. That there are all these people going around, saying things, as opposed to that day of the month is coming again. It's wonderful. Cool things will happen. When we talk about crossing that bridge, no problem, America. We'll be in touch. When we talk about crossing that bridge in New York on 5/5 at sunrise with a few hundred people, we know that is not going to solve poverty in New York. I mean, we know that. The idea is if a bunch of people can cross a bridge together and see each other, we feel bigger, we feel stronger. We go to work having felt that we did something nice that day, we connected, and that gets us thinking, oh, these 400 people together could do some wonderful things. Also, there's just value in life and beauty. I mean, seeing that beautiful morning, that on its own is a wonderful thing. So just adding beauty to life, adding fun, adding joy is just really important. And so having on any of these months or on any given point, having things that happen that are solving a problem, you're actually planting a tree, teaching a kid, protesting against something that you don't like, or you're doing something just for fun, just because it feels good. I would love to take a bicycle at 3 a.m. and go around New York. Who wants to come with me? What would it feel like to go around the city at 2 or 3 in the morning when there's nobody out? It'd be nice to do it together. So something just for fun, singing, laughing, telling jokes, telling stories, reading poetry outside, just to create community and something that truly solve, concrete problems. Both are welcome. So that was my spiel for now. I think if people have questions, comments, things you'd like to add, first of all, let me just do a quick, is this more or less clear? Are we clear on what we're trying to do? Yes? Or like, what is he talking about? No, so this is clear. A little bit on the, sorry, I know that, so a little bit on the how, and please use the Q&A if you have any questions. You can just type them in the Q&A, or we're going to open this in a second and give you the mic. So a couple of things on what's happening next. Two really urgent needs that we're working on right now that are obviously sort of urgent. One is that the way that you heard about this is because you got an email from me The email went to a form, the form went to a page that then mentioned a Zoom call, and now you're here. If you want to tell a friend about all this, it's sort of funny right now, you have nowhere to send them. If you go to idealist.org right now, you won't find any of this there. The Zoom calls are not mentioned on the page, the invitation is not mentioned. So we need to create, and we're working right now on a page on the site that you can just send anyone and find everything there. The invitation, the video, the next Zoom call, all of that in one place is obvious and important, and we're working on that. The second thing, as I said, is that many people have expressed a wish to get in touch with other people in their country, in their city. Who else is here from Nairobi? Who else is here from Australia? I would love to get in touch with them. So an email is going to go out in the next couple of days, asking anyone that wants to start a local group. It doesn't mean you have to keep it going forever. It's not a long, you can start it and leave it in a week if you want. But basically, we want to have someone that says, I'll be the place where people can then come. And from here, we can go. Once you're all connected together, you can then choose to stay in touch with each other in any way you want. So it can be, WhatsApp or Slack or Discord or Facebook, or in fact, it's a small town and we get together on Tuesday afternoons under that tree or in that coffee shop. We don't even need to be in touch by electronics. You'll decide how you want to do it locally. What we're going to do is get you together in groups by country or city. You'll see how that will work. We'll basically, one of you will take you up, one of you will raise your hand, we'll say, great, please create a group here, and then we'll send the others there, and you can then go from there with some basic guidelines with the focus of what are we doing on 5/5. 4/4 in a month and in 5 weeks is a Saturday. It'd be lovely if those who can actually already get together that day just to get to know each other if you're literally in the same place, or have a call like this, but is a call that is, Nigeria or Australia or wherever you are, or Spain. We'll try to make that happen. So locally, one page to land, people get together, and then some guidelines and sort of recipes for making that stuff on 5/5 easy. Oh, I'd love to do this. What do I do? Where do I start? How do I post this on this calendar? These events that anyone wants to do are all going to end up in one big calendar. So luma.com/idealist will have every event, and you'll be able to see them on the map. You'll be able to find them. And that way we are all promoting everyone else's activities. So I was like answering a question without it being asked. The Q&A is empty. You guys are all clear. Sylvia, you have joined a couple of times. I think you've smiled a lot. I don't think we've heard your voice. Have we heard your voice? I don't think so. Maybe, yes, I don't know. Have you spoken? Can I pick on you? Can we give you the mic and you can say something? I don't know. Why did you come back at the time? Where are you? What is your story?
Hello, everyone. You haven't heard my voice.
Where are
I've
you?
just been listening intently and absorbing everything.
Where are you? Italy?
Um,
Where are you?
no, I'm from Johannesburg in South Africa, but I am from Italian heritage, so you spot on there. But I was born here, so South African, yeah.
Like now,
And it's just so incredible to be part of this group and this initiative. I can't tell you how excited I am. I think our world desperately needs this, and the world has become a village, really. I've been fortunate enough to do a lot of work with remote work, working with teams all over the world. And I think for me that's where the magic happens, where you've got people from all over the world, and it doesn't matter where you're from, but when you've got a shared goal, the impact that you can make and the beauty that you can create in the world is just enormous. So that's why it excites me, and that's why I'm always back, and I'm here. I'm here to stay, and I'm very excited. And just, yeah, I mean, my questions would have been, I wanted to have something that I could share, obviously. So it's just the 2 points, I mean, that you've 100% uh, touched on now. And then also, if anybody else is here from South Africa or Johannesburg, yeah, those were my two pressing things. And then, yeah, my creative juices are going. So I'm excited to see what everybody else comes up with. But it's lovely to be here, and well done. Thank you.
Thank you. And two things, Sylvia. Thank you so much for that. One is the way that I think the world has evolved, not only now, but the fact that I was totally expecting this like Silvia Passoni from Italia to say something. And it turns out that you come up with this like amazing South African accent that I think we can all hear all day, and you can just read a book and it'd be wonderful. It turns out that Silvia Passoni is actually from Joburg and not from Milan. And yes, the miracle, I think, that to me is a miracle because I'm old or older, and the fact that we're all sitting here right now watching each other basically on television, is amazing to me. I mean, I still think that picking up the phone and calling someone and they answer somewhere else is a miracle. So this is amazing. And I think the fact that we can do this, the fact that we can see each other and share like this, and this really became big on COVID, right? Oh, hello. Is that Olya Jr.? Yes. Amazing. So the fact that we can do this around the world at the same time, I think we haven't even begun to scratch the surface of what we can do with this tool. Like, yes, we're having meetings around the world. People are working together. I'll give you one example. It just kills me. My wife is a Spanish teacher in a school, and she teaches Spanish to American kids. And of course, all over the world, there are kids who speak English, who speak Spanish, who are learning English in school, right? In Argentina or in Spain or whatever. And all of these kids in these schools have access to the internet, and they all have little iPads and stuff. And why aren't they spending half an hour a day talking in Spanish to kids in Argentina and then switching to English? And I mean, it would be fun, it'd be wonderful. And I'll tell you, no one does it. It's amazing. Not only doesn't her, she doesn't, no one does this. And there are all kinds of invented reasons and security. I think teachers are lazy. They don't want to change. Sorry if I'm insulting anyone. The education system doesn't like change, but we have this ability to talk and to plan. And I'm sorry if I insulted any teachers. She's a teacher. It's okay. We have an amazing tool to share ideas, to work together, and so it's a very optimistic thing to say. We can do amazing things together. So yes, Sylvia, thank you, and we'll connect you with other people in Joburg and in South Africa as a whole, and we'll go from there. Sorry about the rant about teaching. It just annoys me that these kids are like, anyway. Who else wants to add anything, say anything? Let me look at the Q&A. Zena or Zena, tell us how you pronounce your name and where are you? Let's see. Matthew's giving you the mic. 1 second. You can click now, I think. Zena, you can take the mic. You can unmute. Do you see? I think you need to unmute yourself. I think Matthew gave you.
Yeah, I'm requesting for you to unmute yourself, but you still have to do it. You'll see there's something that says the host is asking you to unmute.
Do you see it, Zena? Zena, can you see? You just need to click on your unmute button.
And Sarah, I see that you have your hand raised, but Ami can't see you. If anybody's interested in having a chat,
Okay.
turn your video on so we can hear you.
Zena, you're with us. There's a
Hello, Ami.
Hello.
Hi. I'm Zainab from Tanzania. I'm greeting all, and I'm too excited. Like, I'm so happy for these ideas we have prepared for us, and it look like small things, but it's touching our hearts because it's something take us our feelings in mind to do something in the words in each part of the words, and show us like to be unit in every country. Join us, and I'm so excited. I don't know how to talk, I don't know how to speak, but just all the best for everything you plan for the people, for the community, and I don't know how to explain it, but I'm so happy to have you here, everyone here. But you are the best man ever in this world, because it's something special. It's something unique from for every mind of each person. Because if you have something, but sometimes you have something for I don't know, but I love you, Ami, and I wish you all the best, and I wish everyone to take this duty in order to reach our goals, to reach our community, and I don't know, but thank you, Amy. Wish you the best.
Thank you, Lena. You said it well enough to almost make me cry. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, thank you for that. Nira, where are you in the world? And then Sarah, I think the order may have reversed, but we have time for everyone. Nira, go for it.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, where are you?
Okay, I'm in Fairfax, Virginia, in the United States. If anyone is here in Fairfax, I did join another call and was able to connect with someone who dropped their email in the chat. So we already have a conversation going. And I just wanted to share, first off, thank you for coming up with this idea. I've always been an individual trying to make a change in the world. In the last few years, I've grown that to a community that would change. And now it feels like I'm joining a global initiative to make change in the world. And Lord knows we need more positivity in the world. A little bit about what I do. Professionally, I'm a special education advocate and I help children who have disabilities get what they need, but I'm also an affordable housing advocate. And I do a lot of work with the unhoused homeless community in eviction prevention. And I've been taking part in the last few weeks. We've had a huge storm in Virginia where the snow has blanketed the ground and there's no way to hold, have a tent in the forest. You can't, it's inhabitable. And so there's been lots of hypothermia shelters because we want to make sure folks are not outside when the temperature is plunging so much. It is life-threatening. And everybody in Thanksgiving and during the winter time, everybody donates coats and hats and gloves. And oh my gosh, the homeless, what about them? And then as soon as spring comes, everybody sort of, it's out of sight, out of mind. So we have hyperthermia and hypothermia. And in the summer, and when it becomes over 100 degrees, the libraries and the government buildings will open. But the question that came up in this shelter that I went to like 2 weeks ago was, well, what happens between January and February and August? And so I think 5.5 is that real sweet spot in between. I got a lot of kids at the local schools saying, we want to help, but it can't only be twice a year. It really does need to be year round. So the person that I connected with in Fairfax, she's in Fairfax County, she and I are trying to brainstorm. She said, what do you want to do? This is what I'd like to do, is to have a conversation and keep it light and upbeat, maybe just have a morning conversation. Maybe we collect some things like, fans or something that can help folks cool down, because getting warm is one thing, cooling down is another. So I just wanted to share that that's what I'm envisioning here. And pulling on community contacts and a couple of nonprofits in the area to see if they want to join. At the very least, if everyone just does coffee, I'll provide the coffee and I'll make the tea in the morning. I'm happy to do that. I don't know how big it's going to be, but just happy to be part of this conversation. So thank you. I mean, we really appreciate it.
Thank you, Nira. That's exactly, if you multiply what you just said by several thousand people, and I think, again, like we said, this was just one email. I think we can be many, many more by then, and then many more a month or two later. Then you get this incredible, mosaic like we're seeing on this call. Sarah, what is your story? Whoop, where did Sarah go? Oh, there she is. Wait, I don't think you have the mic yet, or you're not unmuted yet. There you go.
I think I'm good now, yes?
Yep.
Okay, great. I just wanted to come off mute and say thank you so much. Several years ago now, about a decade ago now, I was going through to get my life coaching certification, and I heard a story about this pond. I don't even remember where it was, or this lake that was completely inhabitable by any wildlife or any life form at all. And for a month straight, the monks near this lake circled the lake and prayed together 24/7 around the clock. And within 30 days, life forms showed up again in this lake. And that was like the first thing that came to mind for me. One, that story really touched me. And I was just like, that's energy at its best, right? And I want to be a part of making that energy, just spread across the globe. And then you came, a few weeks ago, I got your email and I was just like, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting for over a decade. And I'm just truly grateful that you followed your heart and stood up, and you have become our leader, right? You're the one who stepped up, and now we're all following suit, and we're all gonna, step up in our communities. And I'm so excited about this. And I've got so many ideas running through my head on how to start small, how to go big. And I cannot wait to connect with my community, and both locally and globally, in spreading that good energy, because I like you, I believe that we can change this world together for the better. So thank you so much for this, Ami.
Thank you, Sarah. I think that Zaina got one of my eyes crying and you got the other one. So I think between the two of you, I'm like, yeah, you got me. Look at the two of you. Just like I'm seeing the two of you laughing together. You totally got me. Okay. Sorry. Who else wants to speak? Nira, Zaina, Sarah. I don't know. Do any boys want to speak? I'm kidding. The men are allowed to speak too. No, I'm half kidding. But if you want to go for it, go. And if not, that's totally fine. We can also do a couple of other things. But Mercy's laughing. Yes, that is a good thing. Who else wants to either add or ask? Oh, sorry, there are two questions in the Q&A. Let me just click for 1 second. Yes, if you already have an NGO, can we use that? Please. I mean, the whole point is, in Idealist, there's a couple 100,000 NGOs. We're going to invite all of them. We started by inviting you, individuals. Now, we wanted to go to the NGOs and say, we're not completely crazy. They're individuals, because NGOs, organizations are funny. Individuals, I think, are idealistic. Organizations tend to do what is good for the organization and for the world. I want to go to them and say, hey, come get involved. Let's do some cool things. And can I plug in our course? Please, I mean, yes. Oh, so we will have plays, Fifi, where you can sort of share what you do with people. You can put it in the chat if you like, absolutely. But yes, we're going to invite NGOs. NGOs, nonprofits, can play a really, really important role here. Think of it in a metaphor, in an analogy. We're telling people, come and eat. The nonprofits are the restaurants, right? Like basically, they're the ones that are supposed to provide people things to do, places to go, ideas to get involved in. And so, yeah, we're going to invite all of them as well. Anyone else? This has been wonderful. Thank you. Some of it, there are days when, we're more tired also here. And this is exactly the kind of fuel that will keep us going. So you gave us enough gasoline for another day. We'll keep going. Sarah and Zena and Sylvia, we'll keep going here. And Nira, all of you have been wonderful today, and we'll just keep going and not stop. So Ibrahim, your hand is up, but your image is gone. There you are. Wait, are you coming back? Is someone kidnapping you? Are you okay? Where are you? Ibrahim, you went dark. We can
Hello.
hear you. Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My light is gone.
Or your light is gone. I'm sorry. It is.
Yes.
I'm sorry. You lost power.
This is the third time I've been here. Yes. Last early this week on Monday, I organized a town hall meeting at my university with student leaders from different departments. We were discussing how to stop Sahara Desert, which is expanding and displacing many communities around my region. During the meeting, one of the students stood up and asked me a very honest question. He said, "Hey Ibrahim, you see, the issue of the expanding the Sahara Desert is a very big issue." So I told him, he told me, what possibly can we do? I say, okay, thank you for your question, and thank you for your last statement for saying what possibly are we going to do. I say, okay, then I explained him that that you are right. But if your house is in fire, you can't wait someone from another country to come and give you water to put down that fire. And then he really understand me. I explained them if we could join efforts to do something little. I believe that one day many of our challenges will be gone. If we can join hand, and we did not waiting for the government, we did not waiting for the international organization, if you can put little effort to put down most of our challenges around the world, I think most of our problem one day will be gone. I have heard that we can stop the displacement of our community and uh, most of the insecurity that are happening in the northern region of our country. For those of you here that know the challenges of Nigeria we are facing, including the banditry, kidnapping, Boko Haram, ISIS insurgency, which I am the victim of this reality. Yeah,
Ibrahim, thank you. Go, Ibrahim.
The network is.
Yeah. No, but Ibrahim, thank you so much for that. I think, first of all, thank you for gathering those people yesterday, or you wrote me the day before. Thanks for doing this. And yes, the Sahara is much bigger than all of us, but I think one step at a time, we can at least do something. We can also feel good doing it. And I think one really important thing, Ibrahim, is that, you lost power. It's nighttime there in northern Nigeria. I think just to sort of step for a second and just, acknowledge they're all coming here from so many different realities in so many different places. Some of us take, so many things for granted. Some of us are calling from a place where we have, no power. Some of us are in a completely different reality, and to do what we can with that, right? We're not going to be able to fix everything overnight. All we can do is what we can do to try to help each other, at least what we can do. So thank you again for that. And let's see, it is 12:53. Thank you all for being here. I want to respect, this thing's going to be, an hour or so. When we end these things, Matthew likes to take a group photo, which I will let him take now. And then we'll do one last thing, and then we'll see you again, I hope soon. Some of you are hopefully keepers. Let's see, Matthew, the floor is yours.
Okay, if everybody wants to turn their video on, we're going to take a group picture like we usually do, which is very fun. It's been a nice tradition to do over the last couple weeks. So if you'd like to be a part of it, turn on your video. Next to the share button, there's lots of fun reactions that can make hearts come up and all kinds of fun things. So if you want to do that, you can. You also might have something with your operating system that does different things. So yeah, go ahead and do that. And we're going to do our picture in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome.
Thank you, Matthew. And then one last thing is that we can all say goodbye together. Matthew is now going to turn all of your mics on. So whoever wants to take their mic and basically say goodbye and hear all of your voices, you'll see in a second how that works. All of you can click on unmute. And so Sylvia can say goodnight again. What time is it? Almost 8. Yes, 8?
Yes.
8. Yeah.
Almost 8, yes.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks again.
Bye.
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 Bye. See you soon.